Hello, I'm Mike Richardson, and I'm looking forward to being with you in Scottsdale for your leadership meeting in October, in which we're going to explore this topic of enterprise agility. Now, why is it that all organizations, all businesses, all industries are looking at pivoting to agile, whether they are new economy or old economy, whether they are large or small, whether they are high tech or low tech, whether they are local or global? Why are they all looking at pivoting to agile? It's because of this thing called VUCA. We live in an accelerating VUCA world, full of volatility, full of uncertainty, full of complexity, and full of ambiguity, coming at us thicker and faster than ever before. We live in an accelerating VUCA world of time compression and accelerated obsolescence. And by the way, there are two flavors of VUCA. There's external VUCA, that's the competitive stuff, the regulatory stuff, the technological stuff, the economic stuff, and there's internal VUCA. That's poor communication between departments, that's losing key talent, that's disorganization and dysfunctionality in certain places. And in the case of a business that's working inside of a larger corporate, there can be internal VUCA in the relationship between your business unit and the corporate environment. Indeed, we'll explore that more when we're together. So it's because of this accelerating VUCA world that all organizations, all businesses, all industries are pivoting to agile. So we'll be exploring that together, and we will explore the answers to the backbone questions of why agile, because of VUCA. What is agile? What are the moving parts of an agility operating system? And how do all of those moving parts have to integrate and align and attune together to the nature of the VUCA challenge that we face? So that's the why, the what, and next the who. Who do you need to be in the equation of your agility as an enterprise, as an organization, as a team, as a leader? Who do you need to be in the equation of your agility so that you can have agile innovation, so that you can be migrating your business model down a path with the agility required? And then we'll get into how, where, and when do you get started. I'm going to give you an on-ramp of 9 actions that I invite you to take progressively on your journey to a more agile future and the transformation that that requires. You have just a little bit of homework to do beforehand, which is laid out below. Please be sure, first and foremost, to go to the VUCA report. That's laid out clearly below with instructions and a link. And please go there. And the deadline for that is Wednesday, October the 3rd. And that will allow me to bring a data set to our session that I can use when we're together. So first and foremost, please go and do the VUCA report where the details are laid out below. And at the very bottom below, you'll see also some questions to ponder. First and foremost, how is your landscape shifting? And what opportunities and threats are taking shape on the horizon, externally, within your industry and your market space, and internally in your corporate environment that we mentioned a few moments ago. Number 1, how is your landscape shifting? Number 2, how is your value chain and your place in it shifting? So what's happening with your relationships with your customer and your customer's customer? What's happening with your supply chain? And how is the value chain and supply chain changing? And what new strategic relationships are emerging? So number 2, how is your value chain and place in it shifting? And then number 3, how would you structure and strategize the business to compete and be successful if we were starting afresh today with no constraints and no legacy issues? So if you had a greenfield approach, a clean sheet approach, how would you strategize? How would you structure? What overall game plan would you develop for the business to be successful in an increasingly VUCA world? That's the point that we're going to explore together despite the external and internal VUCA they face, agile leaders, teams, organizations and enterprises find ways to be successful despite VUCA. They find ways to innovate, a pathway to migrate their business model down a pathway, to be in traction on a trajectory of success and avoiding wheel spin despite the VUCA that they face. Please be sure to do the homework laid out below and the preparation. I'm looking forward very much to being with you in Scottsdale in October for your leadership event, where we'll be exploring all of these agility ideas in much more depth and breadth. For now, Mike Richardson.